Welcome, everybody, to our therapist talks with the beautiful and wonderful Sarah Hunt, who's here with us today. Thank you so much for joining us, Sarah. So, Helen O'Flynn is my name. I'm the Managing Director with the Bioenergy Academy of Dublin. And our therapist talk series is where we interview our graduates from our different programs to talk about their experience, how they've got involved in the work that they do, their journey into the work, and what they're doing with the work now. And it's just an amazing time to listen to the journey and the story of each of our graduates as they, gratefully and, allows the privilege of entering into your space, to share these details with you, to be so open with all of us as well, with everything to do with their journey with this work. So Sarah, I'm so glad you're here and I'm really excited to do this session with you this morning. So thank you for being here.
Well, thank you. I don't feel like I need to do an introduction now, but um, so thank you so much for having me, Helen. I'm very, very grateful for you giving me time. So I work as a holistic therapist and coach. At the moment, I'm balancing that alongside with, I'm sure lots of other people are, with day jobs and families and all of those things. I kind of started as a coach and then found my way to the Bio Academy of Dublin, and so that's kind of how I found myself here. But it started with coaching, and I work with clients with the Dawson program, theta healing, and coaching, which is more intuitive coaching. But I also do internal coaching in the day job as well. So that's a little bit.
Amazing. Sarah, a woman of many talents. So
Yeah.
Sarah's business is Sarah Hunt Wellness, and we will add the links for all of Sarah's social posts, website, all of that, wherever this video is posted to as well, so that you can connect with Sarah. Sarah's based in the UK. I'll let you talk more details, Sarah, about your work now as well. But Sarah works in person and remotely with her work as well, so it's accessible from anywhere on the planet. So could you talk a little bit about, just your background and what led you to do this work in a bit more detail? How this came onto your path, that type of thing, if you're happy to share.
Yeah, of course. So I have spent all of my career in the public sector. That's kind of where I was. Um, I would spend most of my time working part-time around my children when they were younger, and I wasn't kind of looking to progress my career. Then all of a sudden, when they got a bit older, I wanted to progress and to get promotion and get on with my career. So there's a bit of a reason why I'm sharing this.
Yeah.
And to help me, I got some coaching. And it was the coaching that kind of has put me on this path. And it's like I didn't know what I needed to do. So I have had to do it in increments. The coaching kind of started me on my journey, and it kind of has led me to find Helen. I ended up on a life coaching course a couple of years ago, and I met somebody that was one of your students, and she started telling me about the amazing work that you do. And I was just fascinated. I'd never really been drawn to like other energy healing. That's not something I've ever been surrounded with. It's not
I
anything
remember that.
I
Yeah.
had much knowledge of at all. So it was all a bit daunting and a bit, oh, I'm not sure. But I was absolutely fascinated by what she was telling me. I was like, okay, this feels a bit more like me. And so then I had a call with you, and it wasn't until, and I didn't think that I really wanted to jump into anything until I saw an email about the theta healing, and that just hit a oh, you've got to do this. And it was like, oh, and then I signed up to it, and then after that I was like, yeah, this is what I'm meant to be doing. And then the Dawson program, I can't tell you, it feels like I've come home.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how important that is. I feel like setting up, working with my clients, I feel like I've come home, and that is what I'm meant to do. But it just took me a while to find it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
amazing. I remember our earlier conversations, when you were coming into this work as well. And I particularly remember that energy behind I haven't done energy work before. What is this? Or it's not something I thought I'd focus on or be drawn into. That I remember all of that with you as well. And look at you now.
Yeah. And it's like I was kind of given drip, kind of, it was slow. It was like, well, try your coaching. And then, because of the life coaching I did was very much about law of attraction, manifestation, and it covered chakras and all of those things. So a slight easing me into it in a
Yeah.
more gentler way, just to pique that curiosity that I had about it, because I was really curious. And then it was like, oh, I need to know more. And I just got really hungry to know more and was just curious. Yeah. And it was just, maybe I was always meant to be in this space. And I think I was. It's just that I've never had the opportunity. I've never been in an environment where it's been discussed openly or been surrounded by people that do this work. So it was a big, not adjustment, but it's just a big feeling safe for me to be able to do it, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. And I think that can be a common theme. I remember having this experience myself in my earlier days as well. It can be a common theme of people coming into this work because we are sort of stepping outside the curve a little bit, with it's not mainstream, it's not always considered as mainstream to work in energy work. So how did you navigate through that? Because it's different for everybody on their journey. How did you find ease with that and a comfort with it?
It's took me a while. It
Okay.
has taken me a while because I remember I was trying to use the language of the energy work, and alongside this heat journey, I've been going on my own personal healing journey and connecting with authenticity. So it's about feeling safe and part of that is being the holistic therapist and talking about energy work. So it's all intermingled together. And I remember talking at work and I brought up law of attraction with someone at work, and it was a bit scary to do it. And their reaction was, they didn't have a clue what it was. So for a long time, I didn't talk about it. I kept this part of me really secret because people didn't understand, and I didn't want people to judge me or anything like that. So I was like, well, I can't talk about it because people just don't get it. But as I've been on my healing journey and as I've developed my skills and developed my um, energy practice and got to know more, I've kind of grown into myself, and that now I just feel safe. I just show up fully as me and I talk about everything now, whereas I would hide that part of, I feel safe to do that, but it has taken time, and it was down to me to feel safe to do that. Nothing changed in my external environment. It was me that had to change and go, okay, well, I don't actually care what they think, and this is who I am. So I'm going to show up as me. And the more I've done it, and it's interesting, the more I've shown up as me, the more I've realized people are positive about that.
Yeah.
And they actually go, oh, okay. And they ask me questions, and I've found the universe has brought me more people that are aligned with who I am by me showing up as me. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's how law of attraction works.
It's the frequency behind it, isn't it? But I think, it's the more authenticity is there. It's all about alignment, really, isn't it? And the more things are in alignment, and if things are in alignment, it doesn't mean things will be easy, but there's more ease
Yeah.
with what needs to come in that feels right. As well, I think, and the challenges can be easier to overcome, or there's just ease within whatever challenges are there as well, just to see or feel or know a way through, to a positive outcome on the other side. And I think, you've brought up a topic there just about the fears that we can feel going into this work, because there can be a fear of judgment.
Mhm.
My family was very much from a science and engineering type of background. And it's just like you said there, nothing changes in your external world. Everybody is, everything is the same, stays the same. Everyone is the same, stays the same. Um, you know, but our belief systems can change.
Yeah. And it's been my belief systems that I've been working on and clearing all those limiting beliefs and kind of overcoming them. And I had an affirmation that went as because through the coaching, that's how I started doing limiting belief work. And the first kind of affirmation I'd written, I want to feel safe to be my authentic self, or I am safe to be my authentic self.
Yeah.
And I look back now and I go, I've done that. I've achieved that. But at the time, I had no idea how to do that because I didn't even know who I was. I didn't know who my authentic self was to feel
Yeah.
safe to be her. So yeah, that limiting belief work is key to all of that.
You've done amazing. You've just been like a springboard as well, since I remember you doing Theta, Dawson program, and it's just to see now what you're achieving, your work coming through, it's amazing. you know, and here's this conversation to keep going, have this
Oh, I love
chat
I
with you about it, you know. So where does your interest come from in wanting to do this work? Say the coaching, data healing, Dawson programs. I suppose Dawson program is really deep with
yeah.
energy work as well. So where does that interest come from?
So I have no idea where it comes from, but I know that I'm very kinesthetic.
Okay.
I've learned that I'm a very deep feeler, and I think that's why I connect so deeply to the Dawson work because I like to go deep. Because I'm so kinesthetic. I learn by feeling my way into it, and with energy work is very much that feeling.
Yeah.
Um, so I think that's why I'm drawn to it. I knew that I want. So going back to the coaching, I received some coaching which profoundly transformed my experience in my career. I literally had 3 coaching sessions and I got promotion straight away. And it was like, oh, coaching is amazing. It just broke all of these challenges down that I thought were insurmountable. I didn't know how to get over them. And that helped me kind of break them down and find a way through to achieve that goal. And then it started with me, I wanted to be able to do that for other people because it felt amazing. And so that's kind of how I started on this journey. And I suppose with the energy work, it was firstly probably about myself and about getting the benefits of it myself. But I also wanted to bring it into my coaching practice and my coaching work and add that so my clients can get a more rounded, holistic experience. So they not only get the benefit of having the energy work, but they also get the coaching and then setting tangible goals and working towards goals that they want to achieve, and building that into it as well. So that's kind of part of the reason, but a lot of it is just because I just feel so drawn to it, and it genuinely feels like it's what I'm meant to do.
Yeah. Amazing. Amazing. So you have your beautiful established business. You know, I remember conversations going back with you as well of the different things that you offered. And it's like, how do I marry these together? How do I offer these together? And I think that could be a dilemma for people, you know, going into this work. It's if they have other things, or some people, you know, it's the first thing they're going into, or some people don't want to work. And this is always a mixed bag. Um, but it's really, you know, you've learned skills to find out what's in alignment
Yeah,
to, you know, in how to work it and how to bring the offer out, you
yeah.
know, to your client base as well. So with your business then, so, you know, your business has a beautiful presence. You know, when I share the links with this video later, for anybody watching the video, just go in and look at Sarah's links for, you know, her Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, you know, her website as well. It's just a beautiful, amazing feminine energy coming from it as well. It's absolutely gorgeous. But can you just talk about setting up your business, how that has been for you, bringing, you know, your energy practice into that, you know, finding clients, connecting with other people, all that type of thing. How has that been for you?
It's it's really interesting sitting here where I am now to where I was because I initially I struggled to find my way through, and I was doing all the hard work. I was doing everything. I was doing business coaching calls. I was joining memberships to find out what you need to do, social media. I was trying to learn everything of how to set up a business. And I thought I had to set it up one way. So it was all about learning, well, what's your niche and niching down and all of these things. And there's so much noise and there's so much information out there. But it wasn't until I got into alignment and I found that alignment and I connected with my authentic self that things started to flow a lot more easily. And it's easy for me to say this when I've been there. I've been like, oh, I just want to find some clients. Why is it so hard? Why I'm posting every day and I'm not getting anywhere. I'm not fine. I'm not getting any leads. I'm not connecting with people. And I've been there and it was hard. And it's probably taken me, and it's been a lot of trial and error of figuring out what works and what doesn't work, of creating workshops, putting them out there, advertising them, and then nobody turns up. It's been setting up calls with people, giving hundreds of hours of free sessions away, so many free sessions, finding out um, it isn't easy, and but the needle started to move once I've leaned into the energy work.
Yeah,
And I think that's because that's where I am in alignment. And I think that's what's key. And I think it's also helped, like you said, I've got the skills now to find out, well, what is in alignment with me. And sometimes I just need confirmation on that.
yeah,
And that has really helped too. And obviously you've been a massive help, Helen. So I just
yeah.
want to put that out there. You've been amazing. You've
You're
helped.
very welcome.
You've I wouldn't be where I sitting here today on this call without all your support and your teaching and your energy and all of that. So I'm truly grateful for that.
You're very welcome. I think as well, you've mentioned there, finding your authentic self and being in alignment. And that can sound very out there. It's like, how do I
Yeah.
do that? How do I do that in a practical way? And I think, you mentioned there the needle moved when you moved to the energy work with Haita and the Dawson program. And I think once we come into the energy side of things, we start to understand how it all works and how the different pieces can fit together and what pieces may not be fitting and why they're not fitting to start to be able to get the jigsaw to fit together properly. And it's the underlying thing, because I suppose energy is behind everything, that's what guides us, isn't it, into finding, like, there are practical ways to find your authentic self. There are practical ways to see what's in alignment for you, and easy things to do, but
Yeah.
it's amazing to have those skills and those tools to be able to use on a daily basis and to share. You share them, obviously, like all practitioners do, with their clients as well, which is fantastic.
It's it's interesting because I've been learning about the manifesting and law of attraction and all of those things. And I kept hearing the terms getting into alignment and all of these things. And they were just words. I knew what I needed to do. I knew that I needed to get into the flow, but I had no idea what any of that meant.
Yeah,
I couldn't connect with it because I hadn't felt, because I'm a feeler, I hadn't felt it. So I'm like, well, I don't really understand. So then I just carried on with my whole work hard. If something must change because I'm putting all this effort in and I'm putting all this effort in and nothing changed. And then the penny dropped one day. I'm like, oh, I get it now. But it's not until you get it that you kind of go, oh, I understood what. And for me, it was I had to just totally let go and surrender and
yeah,
just go, I'm just right. And that was how it started. And once I totally let go and surrendered, and then things started coming forward, like I I'll never forget. I decided I'd done the theta training with you last summer, and I decided that I wasn't going to be doing anything else for a little while, and I'll probably do something the following year because I thought my husband is never going to agree to me doing another course. And because I've been doing lots of training and developing myself because that's been really important. And then I got the email about the Dawson program, and I was like, I can't tell you. It's like my senses were like, you need to do this. But my brain was going, no, 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 no. But it was like I had this pull. It wasn't, oh, I need to do it because I think it will be good for me. It was like, no, you have to do this. And it was like this, but that happened after I just totally surrendered. I was like, um, it was just quite profound, and it took a little while to go, right, I've really got to do this. I've just got to jump in. I've got to just trust and go
yeah.
with it and see where it's going to take me. And yeah, it took me to Sarah Hunt Wellness, which I'm forever, which
Which is
I'm,
amazing,
yeah.
amazing. And can you talk to me a little bit about your experience with the Dawson program, how you found it, because it was a big leap over into the energy side of things, how you found it, how that experience was for you.
I loved every minute of it. I'm not going to say it's a lot to kind of absorb
Yeah,
and understand. And I think you don't stop learning. You're
yeah,
constantly evolving and deepening your understanding and awareness. Um, but I loved every minute of it. But it is committing yourself to that process of learning it. But I think because I enjoy it so much, it didn't feel like effort to learn it and to build my ability up with using that healing modality. And when I work with my clients with the Dawson program, the minute I sit down in the chair to set up my energy space, I'm automatically there. And it just, but even doing that takes practice. And so it's practice, it's doing, I'd say a lot of it's doing it. You've got to do it. It's not just knowing the theory, you've got to do it and stuff. Just practice and work with people till it feels natural. It just feels like something that second, just you can do without thinking.
Yeah. It's like learning to ride a bike, isn't it? To drive a car,
Yeah.
it's you do it over and over, and then you know how to do it, and then you can't unlearn it, and you'll always know forever. And anytime you go back into it, it's there for you, you know. Um, okay, so your marketing presence. So I know I've said it already, but just anybody watching, just looking at Sarah's stuff, it's amazing. Um, that authenticity that you've spoken about comes through in your posts, your emails, your, whatever you're putting up on, all the digital marketing platforms. It's just really coming through. And I suppose I see digital marketing platforms as the shop front, the old school shop front, where you have to have a shop front that advertises what you do, or else people don't know what's inside the shop to know to come in or not. Um, but there's a beautiful energy about it. I know I've said that already, but there is a really beautiful feminine energy, as I said as well. But where do you get that inspiration? Because you really have a connection with your audience now. You have great presence, with Instagram, Facebook, everything that you're doing. So where do you get the inspiration from with regards to what you share? And it's very honest, it's very truthful, what comes across from it as well.
So it's because I'm just trying to get the right words. So thank you. So it's my writing. So I intuitively write,
Yeah.
and it took me a while to learn that I can download and connect with my higher self and source when I write. And it took me a long time. I'd always scribble things down and I would write things down, but I didn't know that's what I was doing because I had no idea. I had no concept of understanding of that's what I was doing. And it wasn't until I was on my life coaching course and I was doing a self-love coaching certification within it, and I got coaching on it, and I remembered during that coaching session that my dream was to be a writer. But when I was younger, I didn't think I was good enough to write because it never the the teachers would critique my spelling and my grammar when all I would want them to do is feel the words I was writing. So it comes back to that kinesthetic. I would feel things when I wrote. And it was during that coaching session that the coach said, well, why don't you just start writing 10 minutes a day? Just write nothing. Just totally just write for the sake of it, not try and achieve anything to help me achieve my goal of writing my book. And once I started that, I realized I was channeling. And I have actually written a book, which is like a spiritual memoir that has turned into my journey of learning to heal and find myself and find my authentic self. And I healed through my writing. And it's my writing that helps give me my inspiration because I am so connected to my higher self and source when I write. That's kind of where that inspiration comes from. And I'm publishing my story, my spiritual memoir, Only But Hope, on Substack. And I'm doing it in parts, in small parts, because I just wasn't quite ready to put it didn't feel finished because
Okay.
I'm still healing and growing and developing. It didn't feel finished. So it's going out in series. So I use a lot of my intuitive writing to help. And I did want to just share something that I'd written, only because if that's all right.
Amazing. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. Yeah, everything you've been saying is so beautiful. So yeah, absolutely.
So
Love to hear it.
I wrote this, I looked it back to see when I wrote it. I wrote it in December 23, so it was before I knew anything about life force energy, before I knew anything about the Schumann resonance and how we're impacted by energies and things like that. I didn't know anything about this, and I just downloaded this message. And when I wrote it, I was like, people are going to think I'm so weird for writing that. I'm never going to be able to share it. And when I found it, when I was looking to put what in my to publish my Substack, I read it. I was like, oh my God, that's like life force energy. It's like energy. It's like, so I just wanted to just share it. It's only,
Yeah, I'd love to hear it.
it's not long, it's just a short little.
Go for it.
Okay, so focus on the beauty, hope, and love that resides within everything and everywhere. There is so much to look at and be grateful for. Focus on joy and love. Focus on the details of conversations and light. Focus on interactions and words people say. Focus on the energy and how the earth breathes. Can you feel the earth breathing in and out? The energy radiating and pulsing as it contracts inwards and outwards. The earth is the most beautiful and loving life force energy, pulsing in and out like the tide. The heartbeat of the earth is constant and never ending, in and out as the life force energy flows through all things. The earth and you are connected. Every human is connected to the earth, but unless you focus on that connection, you don't realize it. It will guide you and support you throughout the day. Energy, you can't see it and you can't feel it, but if you focus enough, you can sense it. Think of that feeling of peace and calm that surrounds your body when you float in the sea, when you watch the sunrise, or when you walk in a forest or across the fields. Nature and Mother Earth's life force energy is what fills you up.
So beautiful.
It's like,
Oh, that's so gorgeous. And thank you for sharing that, just even to write that out so that have people can read over that again. It'd be so beautiful.
yeah, and that was just a
Gorgeous.
yeah. So
How
yeah,
amazing is that?
yeah. And I look back at it and I go, oh wow, I didn't even.
And like, when you talk about the teachers in school correcting your grammar and, obviously they're doing their job in a certain regard, but those words that you've just said, you can feel it,
Yeah,
which is so amazing. Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you
I
so
feel
much for
it when
sharing
I
that.
yeah. But no, thank you for letting me share it.
Yeah. I like to come from a place of thinking, I can never share this. People will think I'm whatever, to having the space to do it and having the courage, and the openness to do it now and the open heart to do it now is so beautiful. And I know when you were talking there about your connection to your higher self, because that can sound even a little bit out there for
Yeah,
people as well. It's like the start of all of that connection is just our heart,
yeah,
really connection to our heart. And that's just opens the door and on it goes. Okay, so just to talk about your clients. So you've worked
yeah,
with many clients and had
yeah.
wonderful experiences with clients. Is there anything that you would be happy to share with regards to your achievements, your work, your successes with your clients?
This is the hard part because it's like, oh, I don't want to go, oh, I've done all these things. I think
Yeah,
so this week I've worked with a couple of clients and they've both come round, they're in-person clients, and they came round in their pajamas. And
ready
it
to get comfy, is it?
yeah, but it just hit me. It was about creating such a safe space for people to come and just release and let me hold that space for them, that they felt comfortable enough to show up as themselves, to maybe be vulnerable, to open up to that and let me hold that for them is what I wanted to create. When you, and you will probably know this, when I started out and I was training, it was all about you need to have 10K months and you need to be achieving all of these things. And it was all, and that's what success looked like. But it really hit me this week. Success for me was what happened this week, being able to create that safe space for people. And I've had some amazing feedback this week from my coaching clients that there's one lady, she's now got a promotion, that she didn't feel confident enough to even apply for a promotion, but she's just got a promotion, and it's because we worked on her confidence and building up her self-worth and her self-esteem. And then I had another email from another lady because I predominantly work with people on building up their confidence and their self-worth, that they said they are totally different. They've reconnected back to themselves. I've significantly changed how they feel about themselves. And to me, that is more powerful than thinking, oh, I've got an income goal and I'm earning this income. Yeah, that's important, but to me, that is what success is for me. And that's not for everybody, but and yes, I could sit here and tell you about the stories of people that I've helped with the Dawson program and things like that. But for me, that's what success has been for me this week.
Yeah. I think I love as well, say I work a lot remotely as well with clients, and they come onto the camera, we're doing the video calls for remote work, and they're ready to get into bed.
Yeah.
And I just love that because I'm like, someone can just be in the most relaxed, comfortable space that they can be. And it's better for ease, for release, for sessions as well, for rebalance to come through. So even with it, I know you've tipped on it there. So with the Dawson program, so there are any, because it is such a deep and profound modality as well, are there any standout type of examples from that treatment or that therapy of working with clients? And I suppose, we're always coming from the mindset of, and the ethos and the value system of clients. We're empowering clients to self-heal rather than us being the healer. We're facilitating. We have a process to facilitate, their self-healing to occur.
Yeah.
So anything that stands out to you with the Dawson program, because I know you've navigated through a lot of sessions with clients with it as well.
Yeah, so I've had obviously clients that have had physical discomforts, niggles like pains in their arms, or like ongoing problems with their bowels and digestive problems. And what I love about the Dawson program, it's so subtle. And then they go, oh yeah, I haven't had that pain. And so physical discomforts have eased and have gone. Things that they've been dealing with for years that just dissipate, that just go. Working with people that have got like chronic fatigue, and who are feeling low and like demotivated, refinding their motivation and like feeling more energized and having more energy. A lot of the people I've been working with, it's very deep emotional kind of things and releasing those deep, heavy emotions. And it's them just feeling lighter and just feeling better about and more hopeful and
Yeah.
getting that balance on that emotion and feeling more grounded. And being able to practice self-love and giving themselves permission to do that. So it's and I did support one person through their cancer treatment, and it not only, I know we'd never be able to claim anything, but I did support them on their cancer treatment, and they have got a positive outcome of that. But it also helped them with their anxiety during that process as well. It helped relieve a lot of that anxiety, and they did struggle with their mental health a lot through their life, and they didn't have that big mental health crisis, because even though they were going through such a difficult time themselves, and I do think the Dawson program helped with that as well.
Yeah, amazing. And you've said there as well that, a lot of the work that you do is with the deep emotional work. And I think when we look at as practitioners, across all of us that work in this, there's always a commonality of about 80% of the health challenges going on for a lot of people are coming from emotional shock, emotional stress, emotional trauma, the emotion of things, and our body being stuffed with that, and it's shoved down and down and down and down while we try and do a daily life and to get up and function on a day-to-day basis. And a lot of people don't have the avenues to let these things release or to know the damage. What are the cells reading? The cells can be reading rage, anger, anxiety, fear, doubt, criticism, self-criticism, whatever it is. But the cells aren't reading always a healthy environment. And then that has the physical impacts. It distorts, it impacts, it imbalances the energy systems. That has an impact on the physical body. But it's a huge part of it. There's obviously a lot of other things that are worked on as well, but it's a huge part of it, a massive part of it.
Yeah.
And that is a commonality. It's not just one or two therapists saying that, it's across all therapists, no matter how long they've been working on this as well. So it's no wonder that you're saying a lot of the work that you do is, on the emotional side as well. Because when we start to look at the root, the origin of things, that's where it brings us to a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you look at this work, you touched on this earlier on, when we started chatting as well. So really where does the passion come from? The drive to keep going with this work. Because I know you said, it's more heart and you're connected to source to bring it into this work. But anything else around the drive or the passion to keep going in it, where does that come from?
I think it's because I know that's what I know what is the work that I should be doing. This is the
Okay.
work that I love to do. I love to do it. So then why would I not want to do it? Because it makes me so happy to do it. It's coming from a place of love and enjoyment rather than a need and a should. And
Yeah.
I think for a lot of my life, I was doing things because I thought I should be doing it, or I thought I needed to do it, or because I thought that was what was expected of me. I've kind of shifted into a space where I'm like, I want to do something that makes me happy and I enjoy doing it and I feel fulfilled doing it.
Mm.
Um, I think that's the biggest driver is because I love doing it and I enjoy it so much.
Amazing. And it's like what you said earlier on, it's the feeling of coming home,
Yeah,
as well.
as soon as I come into my wellness room and I like here and I'm like, yeah, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is kind of, and and I'm so thankful that I found it because I didn't even know I was looking for it.
Yeah.
I didn't even, and I don't feel like there's anything missing. I don't feel like I need to be doing anything else either. I feel like this, and I know that I'll probably want to develop and grow further, but at the moment, I don't feel like there's anything missing.
So beautiful. It's a beautiful place to be, isn't
Yes,
it?
lovely.
So with the business, you've touched on some of these points already, but just anything else that you'd like to add about any challenges that were there for you with growing, developing, starting your business, that could help somebody else with some insights into navigating challenges that might be there, when you're developing a business.
I think it's really hard to get visible, to feel safe to be visible, and to continue being visible and going out there when you don't feel like you're getting anything or getting any traction or getting any results. And it's easy at that beginning stage to give up and go, it's not working. I'm never going to get there. Why am I bothering? And I think that is a big challenge, especially if you've never been in that position before where you're setting something up from scratch and you haven't got a big kind of background of marketing or social media or a big network of people that you can go, oh, I'm doing this now, and then they all go, oh, let me help. It can be really hard and it can be really lonely. Um, my advice is to not give up, because if you give up, then you won't ever achieve your goal. To keep going, to work on those limiting beliefs, to try and work out what's driving those things, stopping you from being visible,
Yeah.
and consistency. Just trial and errors, finding out what works and what doesn't work. And that's the hard bit, to be consistent when you feel like you're failing. It's like
Yeah.
that's really, really hard. The thing that's really helped me is the in-person networking and finding a network where I feel safe to show up as Sarah Hunt Wellness, to show up as me, and to share what I'm doing. And that has really helped in getting out there. But I also know that's hard because that's being visible and you're putting yourself out there, you're being vulnerable. So it's finding ways to overcome that vulnerability of being visible to help drive that forward. I don't know.
And what do you think supports you most to help you to walk that path with that vulnerability?
The first thing I had to do, and I didn't realize I needed to do it, was work on those limiting beliefs and
Yeah.
remove them. But I didn't know that that's what I needed to do at the time. But that's what I did need to do. I needed to align with my authentic self to be able to sit here today, to show up as me and not be fearful or scared of saying the wrong thing or getting something wrong. So it's taken that time to work on yourself as well as your business, to give yourself that time and the space to do that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know if I answered your question.
You did. It's just beautiful. I just love listening to it. your responses, because it gives great insight. It gives great insight into your story. And I think it's really helpful for other people as well, to support them in how they may navigate this path, today, another day, in the future, whenever it may be as well. So has training in any of these modalities, so the Dawson program, theta healing, or life coaching, so any of those things. So with regards to your own, say, self-care routine, that type of thing, have they changed anything for you regarding your well-being, your self-care in a positive way?
Oh, so the theta training came at a time in my life where I had just gone through burnout. So I'd gone through burnout at work in my day job, and I'd had to take some time off. And I had this ball of anxiety in my chest. And because I'd done coaching and I knew that that's probably linked to a limiting belief that I needed to get rid of, and I'd had lots and lots of coaching that summer to try and help me find what the limiting belief was that was causing that anxiety. And none of the coaching, nothing helped. And the theta was what got rid of it, because the
Amazing.
theta got in the cracks. Because I knew that I knew it just got in there and it just released it. And can't remember which session it would have been. I can't remember the exact moment, but I remember the game. I was like, oh, it's gone. It's gone. That rock in my chest has gone. The Dawson program, I didn't have any big physical issues, but I did go through a surgical menopause in 2022. I haven't had a hot flush since I've been since I've been working with the Dawson program,
Amazing.
which I think is amazing. I
Yeah.
forget to change my HRT patches. I think my menopause symptoms have totally kind of decreased a lot. I do struggle a bit of my memory sometimes, but I sometimes think that's just because I'm trying to do too much and I'm just trying to juggle too much, and it's just like, oh, my brain just decides to switch off. Um, what else? I had a pain in my back, and that's gone. And I had that for years. It was just a niggle, and then your lower back that you kind of
Yeah.
knows there, but you don't think that's not really causing any issue. It's just a niggle. Just ignored it for years, but it was always there, and that's gone now. So I do not feel like I'm the same person.
In a
I'm
good way.
100%. I'm not the same person as I was. And I
Yeah.
do remember a few one-to-ones that me and you have had. And I think a lot of that is down to those one-to-one sessions that we had.
Well, you're doing the work and facilitating, that's the thing with this when we work with people as well, and any clients we work with, in our private practice as well, giving us the guidance to find the origins of things, the root of things, and facilitating them to allow the release to happen and the
Yeah.
rebalance to happen, isn't it? So it's beautiful. And it's so beautiful to be involved in something that's so empowering for people.
Yeah.
It's no
And that,
push energy. It's no, this is the way you have to do it. There's a right way, a wrong way. It's just, it shows up whatever way it's supposed to show up. It's
and
client led and it's just empowering for all of us.
a client asked me that this week. They said, "Is your sessions all the same? Are they all the same?" I went, "No, every single one of them's different. Every single one of them is different." And then they said, "Well, do you look and see, how how much of a how many problems someone's got or things like that?" And I'm like, no, I don't even think about that. Doesn't even come into my awareness. I'm like, right, let's try and release as much as possible to
Yeah,
help achieve their rebalance that
yeah.
so
And
yeah.
whatever particular things they want to focus on as
Yeah,
well. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So what's the dream? What's the vision? What's next for you, your business, your world, Sarah Hunt Wellness? So
the
what are your hopes and dreams?
the dream would be to be able to move to do this full time, and that's the dream. And then be able to build up and run some group coaching programs um, as well. So that's the goal at the moment, and I think it definitely feels a lot more tangible and a lot more achievable than it did 6 months ago. Didn't even think it would be possible, but yeah, it definitely feels like it's something that is not a dream. It will happen. It's just when that will happen. But yeah, that's the goal and the dream. It would be such a blessing to be able to do that full time.
And it's even listening to the language that you're using there, it's not a dream, it will happen.
Yeah.
You know the power of that.
Yeah, yes. And to be in that space and to feel confident in that self-belief. Because I've moved from I need to be able to leave my job. I need to be able to kind of do something else. I've moved out of that energy of lack and fear and scarcity and worry into that energy of trusting, surrendering, allowing ease and effortlessness. And I know that's easy for me to say that sitting here, but that's the power of this work, the power of that mindset work, the power of being able to do that healing work and putting that time into yourself and taking that time into getting rid of those limiting beliefs that are stopping you from getting you to where you are. That kind of can shift you into that different energy.
Okay. I wish you so much success
Thank
with
you so
your
much.
dreams, with your vision, with your future, your business for you. Anything that you would like before we close off for today? So anything that extra that you'd like to share about you, your business, your work?
The only thing probably just the writing, the Substack, that's Only But Hope. On Substack, give it a read. It's my personal healing journey. So I'm hoping that energy in the words that are in there will kind of help people connect with, to be able to start their own healing journeys. The love energy that's infused in those words helped me heal. So I'm hoping that it will help other people on their healing journey so they can read how I navigated mine, in the hopes that that might support other people. I suppose that's probably the only other thing that is something that I have to do. It's a calling. I'm not allowed to put it down. It's like, yes, I've got to do this. That is also something that I love to do.
We've had a bit of a beautiful insight into what's on that Substack as well with what you've shared earlier. So we'll share the link for that as well, that if anybody wants to access that, just look at the links below in the comments, and follow along with everything that Sarah is doing. So Sarah, thank you so much for taking this time and for being here today and sharing so openly from your heart about your journey, about everything that you do with your work. It's been such a beautiful time to have this experience with you as well. So thank you so much. And for everybody listening, so as I said, we will share all of the links for Sarah's, her socials, her website, her Substack. Substack is where Sarah's writings are as well. Substack might be new to some people as well. It's out there and it's well known, but some people it might be a bit new as well. So this has been a Therapist Talks interview with Sarah Hunt from Sarah Hunt Wellness. And thank you to everybody who's listened in, who's watched, and who connects with Sarah as well. Just like and share and get in there and follow Sarah's work, and to connect with Sarah for a session as well. As I said, Sarah is working in person and remotely as well, so you can access it from anywhere. Wishing you all a wonderful day ahead, and thank you all so much for being here and for taking the time. And thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And see you all soon. Thanks,
Bye.
guys.